Hello, my wonderful students, and welcome to another lesson of today. We shall be looking at grammar reported questions. We shall be doing a review of reported questions. Before we begin a lesson, what are reported questions? Before we go to the reported question, there must be a direct question. Am I right? Okay. Dear learners, many of us don't know how to report sentences. In our lesson of today, we shall know the rules on how to report sentences, following their word order, their question words, their punctuation, their tenses. Dear learners, don't go away. Listen attentively to the wonderful lesson as we continue with the lesson. Hello dear students, we shall be looking at grammar today and we shall be reviewing reported questions. But before we begin, what are reported questions? Definitions. A sentence that asks a question and ends with a question mark such as who are you and why are you here contrasts with indirect question. What is a direct question? A direct question is always marked by one or some combination of three signals: a rising intonation of the voice, an auxiliary verb, inverted to a position before the subject, or an interrogative pronoun or adverb. Who, what, why, when, how, and so on. What is an indirect sentence? An indirect sentence is a declarative sentence that reports a question and ends with a period rather than a question mark, which is in contrast with a direct question. Now, look at the questions below. Why don't you own a phone? Is it difficult to operate a computer? What was the mark of your first phone? Will you browse again? Now, let's look at the direct questions and the reported questions. Okay? Why don't you own a phone? If you want to report the question, this is how it's going to look like. They or he asked him why he didn't own a phone. Look at the second question. Is it difficult to operate a computer? He asked him whether it was difficult to operate a computer. What was the mark of your first phone? She or he asked me what mark my first phone had been. Will you browse again? She or they asked her if she would browse again. Alright, let's look at the rules about direct and reported questions. What do we notice from the previous questions? We noticed that there was a word order, right? Even some of the tenses changed. Now we shall begin with the word order. For direct questions, what do we have? We have an auxiliary, we have a subject, we have a main verb. And that is why we have auxiliary plus subject plus main verb. For reported questions, what do we have? We have the subject plus the auxiliary or main verb. Now, question words. To report questions that do not have a question word like who, what, how, we use if or whether. To report questions that do not have a question word like who, what, how, we use if or whether. Now, after the word order, we saw the question. Now we're looking at the punctuation. Do not use question marks and inverted in reported questions. From the examples we saw above, we saw that when we are reporting, the inverted or the question mark disappears. So when we are reporting, it ends by a period. Now, the tenses change. Tense changes. Same for reported questions as for reported statements. For example, the past simple tense changes to the past perfect tense. Let's look at will to would. I will go to town, Peter said. Peter said he would go to town. We realize that the will in the direct question has changed to would in the reported question. Let's look at can. Can changes to could in the reported question. Can you sing? When you're reporting what he said, he asked me if I could sing. Very good. Now let's do this simple and very easy exercise together. Look at the questions below and report what the teacher asked his or her student A1A. Okay, let's go. I've done the first example for you. Is A1A your real name? He asked her if A1A was her real name. That was the reported question, right? So you have 5 minutes to do the exercise and we shall do the correction together. What are your hobbies? Amina asked Dauda. So you change that and put it in a reported question. When did you buy your Android phone? Ken insisted to know. Have you done any homework on your computer? The teacher asked the class. When will you chat with your new friend? Mama requested to know from her son. Why don't you name the different social media? The teacher pleaded. Now, for this exercise, you are going to take into consideration the word order, right? The tense, okay? Okay. You have few minutes, and we shall do the correction together. Alright. That's it. Let's go to the correction. That's the direct question. And that is a reported question. What are your hobbies? Amina asked Dauda. The reported question we are going to have, Amina asked Dauda what her hobbies were. Okay, hobbies. What her hobbies were. Question 2. When did you buy your Android phone? Ken insisted to know. The reported question we have, Ken insisted to know when she had bought her Android phone. Question 3, we have you done any homework on your computer? The teacher asked the class. As reported question, we have the teacher asked the class whether they had done any homework on their computer. Question 4, when will you chat with your new friend? Mama requested to know from her son. The answer is Mama requested to know from her son when he would chat with his new friend. And the last question we have, why don't you name the different social media? The teacher pleaded. The answer is the teacher pleaded with the class asking why they couldn't name the different social media. I'm sure it was an interesting class. Everybody had it right? Okay. That's it. We have come to the end of our revision class on questions, reported questions, okay? See you next time for an interesting lesson. Thank you and bye. Hello, dear friends. We have come to the end of our English language lesson. And we can note that when reporting questions, we have to take a lot of things into consideration. We have to take the word order, we have to take the punctuation. For example, when reporting a sentence, we no longer take the sentence by asking a question, but it ends with a period. My dear friends, even the tenses change. For example, did he steal the pen? The teacher asked. When reporting, we will have the teacher asked if he stole the pen. We can realize that the tense has changed. So, my dear friends, when reporting from the direct question to the reported question, we see that the question mark in the direct question changes in the reported question because the reported questions end with a period. Dear friends, thank you very much for listening attentively to your teacher. Stay blessed and stay safe. Bye.